Hey everyone, it's your girl Jess here with allaroundauctions.com, and in today's episode 9 video of Fun Facts Auction Edition, we're covering 6 auction etiquette tips. Let's get started. Tip number 1, set a budget and try not to overspend. As an auctioneer, it is typical to want bidders to overspend. And as a bidder or a person trying to acquire an item, we tend to get lost in the frenzy of the bidding process, and sometimes we spend more than we intended. So it's important to stick to a budget. Tip number 2, be prepared. Most live auctions will have brochures or information you can download before the auction so that you know going into it what you want to spend as far as your budget and the items you're looking for. Another thing to keep in mind is restrictions during an auction. For example, if you're in an auction for a trip, be sure to pay close attention to any blackout dates or restrictions. And when you're bidding on things like a home or a car, you definitely want to check into things like back taxes that could be owed, mechanical issues, or any other problems, so that when you do place a bid, you can go into it with full confidence. The key takeaway from tip number 2 is just be prepared and do your homework before the auction starts so it becomes a more seamless process. That segues over to tip 3. When you're at a live auction, you have to register as a bidder. When you do that, you're given a bidder number, and it's usually in the form of a paddle or a sheet of paper that you'll use during the live auction to bid on the items you're interested in. You'll want to make sure to keep your bidder paddle close so that it's readily available during the auction, because we all know things can get really crazy, so have that number close and ready to use. Tip number 4, be courteous and be kind. During an auction, the noise level can really get loud sometimes, and that's due to a lot of people doing a lot of unnecessary talking, chanting, cheering, and whatnot. While this lends to the air of excitement for the auction, it's also very distracting. So, my tip is to be a gracious guest and just keep it quiet unless it's necessary. Tip number 5, check the auction for any hidden fees. Most auctions, whether they're online or in person, include hidden fees that you might not be aware of. For example, it is very typical for a buyer's premium to be tacked on to all items. That means if you win an auction with an item for $100 and that auction has a buyer's premium of 18%, you're going to be paying $118 for that auction item instead of the $100. So just check the fees so that you know what exactly you're going to be spending in addition to the auction item bid price. And finally, this brings us to auction etiquette tip number 6. At the close of any auction you attend or bid for online, make sure you pay for all your items promptly. If you're attending an auction in person, the chances are pretty high that you're required to pay for all those items with cash. However, if you're a bidder with an online auction, it's really important to make sure you have your credit card on file and that all your purchases are paid for in a very timely manner. And that, my friends, is the conclusion of episode 9 of Fun Facts Auction Edition. Oh my gosh, if you stuck around through this entire video, I really want to give you a big fat thank you. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you haven't already, follow or subscribe to this channel. It really, 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 truly helps with the algorithm, and it helps our channel grow. And I can't do that without people like you. So if you're helping our channel grow, thank you.